So I'm going to tell you what this guy is about to do to the SEC, and it's coming up right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pulaski. Today, I want to tell you what my friend Mike Leach here is going to do to the SEC, because I had an opportunity to watch him in the Pac-12 for the last several years. And not only is he one hell of a football coach, but he's also a good friend. I took him down to New Zealand for 10 days where we checked out the entire North Island, got to watch the All Blacks play, got to enjoy the outdoors. I actually put him in a helicopter 12,000 feet up. And I got to get a little insight on the way he thinks. Took him on a hunting trip up to Alberta as well, where he got a massive bear. And so he is a unique character in the game of football. I'm going to tell you about the first time we met, and I'm going to show you game film here today about what it is that he does and why teams don't understand how to stop him. But first, if you're new to the channel, if you love football content, if you like talking about the game, understanding the game, get the X's and O's, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. That way, you get notified every time we have new content coming out. If you're ready to talk about the Pirate and why he's going to win big in the SEC, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, hear your thoughts, understand what you're thinking and what you'd like to see in terms of film. I'm happy to put it out here. And lastly, please share this video out. Friends, family, teammates, fans, anybody who loves the game of football, I appreciate all the support you've given me so far. And so we've grown this channel a ton. We'd like to continue to grow it because our goal is to help as many young athletes out there as possible to understand the game, help you get a little better understanding of the X's and O's yourself. With that said, let's talk about Mike Leach. This is my bobblehead. I have this from his days at Washington State. He's wearing his Coug outfit here, and this was great. I actually got this on a game that I called as an announcer for him versus Portland State, which wasn't a great game, but we got to hang out afterwards until about 4 a.m. in the morning. Leacher is so unique. The first time I met him, he was the coach at Texas Tech. I was doing games for Cal, and we were down in the Holiday Bowl together. And I went to go interview him when the air raid was just really starting to hit its stride. And I asked him, I said, so, Coach, former 11-year pro, been around the game, what's so unique about your system? Because I'd watched him on film, and there's a lot of the same routes, a lot of the same things you see from other systems. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, well, football is really a simple game. And I thought, okay, right, he's blowing me off, he's patronizing me. I asked him one more question. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, well, this is going to be a waste of time, so I'm out of here. A couple years later, I took him on a hunting trip up to Alberta. And I started to talk to him about football. And what I didn't realize at the time when I met him at the bowl game is that's really how he thinks about the game, which is funny because that's the same way I feel about the game of football as well. It's really a simple game. It's a game of strategy. It's a game of space. It's a game of getting your guys where they aren't, or on defense, getting your guys where they want to be. And so it is a simple game once you break it down and figure it out. But at the time, I was a little offended as a broadcaster because I wanted some insights for the broadcast, but I got over it. We spent 10 days down in New Zealand, and it was awesome. Well, last week, the SEC got its first dose of Mike Leach as a head coach, and LSU, defending national champions, were in trouble. Now, in LSU's defense, I will say this. They were without maybe their best defensive player in Derek Stingley Jr. I played with Derek's father, Derek Sr. He was a DB for us in the Arena League, and he was awesome. Not only a fantastic defensive player, an incredible teammate, and one of the finest human beings you'll ever meet. But without his baby boy on the field, and Stinger, you'll get that, they're not as good. He's a shutdown corner. They didn't have him, and so that hurt LSU. As a result, they played a bad scheme against Mississippi State. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very smart, and they were out of position all the time, and Leach just took advantage of it. Secondly, I think they underrated Kj Costello. Kj Costello was a starting quarterback at Stanford. Yeah, they ran the ball a lot, but he was really, really good as a starting quarterback. Came in behind Hogan, was a good football player in the Pac-12, operating that West Coast system, and he's really smart. And so when you put a quarterback like that with his tools, doesn't look pretty, but he has tools as a quarterback, and you put a quarterback like that into Mike Leach's system, he's going to make something happen. You can't underestimate a dude. He's not just a graduate transfer. He is a Stanford Graduate transfer. So he's smart. He's going to find the holes in your defense, and LSU left plenty of holes on defense. Teams take one of two approaches against Leach. The ones who lose, they either try to man up and pressure, or they sit back and play zone and let you pick them apart. And neither one of those styles work. I know what works. I've seen it work. I've seen the teams that win consistently. But LSU didn't use it. And so let's look at the game film. I'll talk to you about what they did and what they did wrong. And it was a combination of bad scheme, bad technique, and bad understanding. Hat tip to CBS Sports and Mississippi State Athletic Department. First off, let's talk about bad scheme, because this play is bad scheme. LSU is going to bring pressure. They're going to send backer. This guy's going to sugar up. And as a result, Mississippi State has three guys out here, trips to the field, but they have a singled up receiver into the boundary. You can see this safety backside right now. He's staring this direction. He's looking at trips. He knows these guys are coming. So they're going to bring pressure, but you're going to see them leave this guy, who's going to be the hot guy against pressure, it's one of two, completely unguarded. They're trying to guard him with the safety over the top. If I'm going to bring pressure, I'm not going to give him this easy dunk down. So it's 3rd and 10. Okay, maybe you think you're going to tackle it underneath, but while they're trying to cover from the backside here, they're going to rotate this safety deep middle. And so as a result, even if this guy catches the ball, he's still going to get that first down. So bad scheme here, but that is not where this play goes wrong. You'll see Costello recognize blitz. He comes out to the right side right now. And so this safety rotating over the top, this guy is trying to sprint down to cover. These guys both lock man-to-man, and you got pressure. There's nobody underneath to cover the crosser, but they leave their corner locked up 1-to-1 to the outside. No safety help because that safety's rotating back to the middle. Now let's take a look at where the bad technique comes in. So this is what I was talking about on this play. Bad technique is what gets it for LSU. If you are out there on an island, you have to get the jam. You have to get your hands on the guy. So 26, he's in position, inside leverage, playing man, clearly, boom. Great shake off the line of scrimmage by Shavers, who, by the way, is an Alabama transfer. But let's take a look at why. You're the corner. You are man-to-man. You are on an island all by yourself, and what are you doing? I'm playing man. I am not looking in at the ball. You have one job. Your job is to cover this receiver man-to-man. You've got blitz pressure. That is a hot throw for a quarterback. If I know I've got man safety rotating away and they're bringing pressure, I'm just going to hit my third step and put this one up. You cannot be looking inside if you're a corner and you're playing in man coverage. You have to be ready to cover. And 26 was not. Looking at the ball, peeking, that's bad technique. And so Shavers just has an open run to the end zone. That's pitch and catch for a quarterback. Against blitz pressure, they never even get close. So bad scheme to leave him alone, but bad technique as well on that backside. Now let's come back. Again, bad technique in coverage. Number one is covering the mesh. If you don't know that Mike Leach is going to run mesh against you in this air raid system, then you need to go back and study some more film because they are going to run a ton of mesh. Tell him, KJ, we just got you. But watch now. As the mesh comes across, you're going to see right here, this guy's job is to give a little rub. As a DB, once you get that rub, you've got to get back into his hip pocket. Instead, number one comes flat as this receiver fades upfield. That gives Costello a place to put that ball. Now, perfect throw. Fantastic. And I'm going to tell you as a quarterback, I hated this throw when I first saw it. Watch Costello here as he steps back out of his throw. Whoop! Oh, I hated it, but you know what? Effective, accurate, got it to the guy, the open guy, and put it in a place where his guy could catch it, and then you just waltz to the end zone. Now you got blown assignments. If you've watched Mississippi State and you don't understand that the backs are going to be involved in the route, in the wheel, then you have not watched enough film. let's watch here again. LSU gets caught in blitz. They're going to bring pressure. They are going to bring pressure. Nobody is going to cover this back out of the backfield. This cat right here should be locking up, but he is not. And so instead, back gets out wide open, nobody out there, and then you got to make a tackle, please. At least knock him out of bounds. That is bad assignment. So I'm going to tell you, LSU's DBs had a long day. And this play, if there's a better sample of it, I don't know. Because I want you to watch at the beginning here. You're going to get number 2 come and get a pick. This is really more of a block. And then he's going to continue on. You're going to get number 1 on the under. Back coming out to the flat. You're going to get drags across. What that does is the drags clear all this space out here. See that pick? That's a block. His head is literally folded over the DB. Nice pick. Very clean. And then as this comes across, you're going to see this clear. You're going to see a post clear here, so you're going to have nothing but open space. Costello recognizes that right now. He's got his pick. His guy's open. Now, here's the funny part. Number 5, who got blocked, is running a little chicken wing over here. I want you to think about that. Watch this here in a second. Because he's like, oh, that hurt. But I think he's faking a little bit because watch at the end of the play. If his shoulder really hurts, watch what he does. So I think that was, I just got blocked. So you'd think at this point, LSU understood that they got some cats that they're playing. 37 points down here, and Kj Costello is just going off. You should not be playing flat-footed, but number 5 just got that pick route. His head is on a swivel. Watch him as he stands flat-footed on this route. And literally, whoop, they just run by him on the go route. Again, safety is rotating to the middle. No safety help out here to the trip side this time. Leach just beat him on that pick route. Okay, so he's gassed. His ego's probably a little bruised. And Leach knows that he's vulnerable. Mike Leach is merciless. If you show weakness, he's going to find it. He quotes the art of war all the time. This is the art of war. If you know your opponent's weak, go after him. And that's exactly what he does on this play. Snap. Costello checks rotation. DB stands flat-footed. And he just goes up over the top, 5-on-5. And right now, number 5 is looking at all of these cardboard cutouts, trying to figure out a place where he can go sit up there in the stands because he is having a long, long day. So you can see, bad scheme, bad technique, and a little bit of lack of effort there at some points. Again, missing Derek Stingley Jr. is a huge loss for them. He's a single-side lockdown guy. You can secure one piece and then overplay another side. So having him out of the game, he had some kind of reaction, they think, to either food or some environmental reaction. But because of that, he missed that game last week. He will be back this week from what I understand. So Stinger, baby Stinger, glad you're healthy. But LSU had no real clue how to play that air raid system. Mike Leach down the SEC is going to be something new. Everybody down there has gotten so prepared for the RPO and the heavy pound run game. They are not ready for the air raid system. And so I expect Leach to have a ton of fun throughout the SEC this year. I told you, my man, the Pirate, Mike Leach, is going to make some noise in the SEC this year. I'd love to see him go for the national championship personally, just because, he's my guy. But if you like what I did, if you appreciate this, I think I might start doing a Mike Leach update every week. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. That way you get notified every time we have new content coming out. Give me a thumbs up if you dig watching footage, if you understand the game inside the game, and leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, your thoughts on Mississippi State and Mike Leach. He's fantastic, like I said. Great coach, great dude, fun to watch, and the press conferences are amazing. Again, share this out. Fans, friends, teammates, anybody who you think will enjoy the game of football, likes breaking down X's and O's, I'd appreciate you helping us grow the channel. Till next time, hopefully we improve your football skills, gave you some appreciation for Mike Leach and the genius, and I'll talk to you again soon.